Okay, so some time ago, I joined a garden club because I heard they were very good floral designers, and I wanted to learn how to design floral arrangements. So the first thing that they handed me was a list of what I needed for a toolbox. So over time that the contents may have changed a little, but we're going to talk about a toolbox today. So the first thing you need is the box itself, and it needs to be something that you can carry. Okay, after you get your toolbox, you need to fill it, and I'm going to go through some things to put in it. You can either look around at home to see what you have, and if you don't have it, you can put it on your shopping list. Well, we're going to start with cutting tools, and you need a tool that cuts a branch and a tool to cut little things in your arrangement, little stems. Another thing you need is a cutter for wire, which we're going to get to in a little bit later. You need a knife to cut the oasis. And it's always good to have a scissors. You can cut stems with the scissors and paper and other things. So those are the cutting tools that you need for your toolbox. Okay, so next we're going to go to things that you need to secure the things, your flowers, your things that go in your arrangements. So we start with florist tape, and I have it in two colors, a green and a brown, but green is probably all you really need, but I happen to have both. Then this is a 1/4 inch cellophane tape, and they do have it at Hobby Lobby, and this is good for putting across the top of a container so that it will hold your plants upright. And there are other uses, but that's a good place to start. Then we have a florist tape. This comes in a tape, or it also comes in a brick. I like the tape because it's easier than trying to get it off the brick, but either one is fine. Then you need a glue gun, and I prefer the hot glue gun, but the cold will work just as well, and of course you have to have the glue to go with it. Then one of the magic things are the glue dots. Glue dots you can use to fold leaves or tape something on it. Then of course we have a florist wire, and this is what you would use your wire cutting tool for. So it comes in lots of different kinds, brown, green, white, different gauges. And then we have a stapler, and be sure and bring extra staples, but you can even staple leaves together and things with the stapler. And then we have the wire picks, the sticks with the wire on them that you can use to stabilize plants in your arrangement. So those are all of the things that we use for securing. And then we move into the category of what we use for the plants themselves. And I have the wire holders. They're Kenzens, but in case they're just wire containers. This one happens to have a lip that it will hold water. This one is just a small one that doesn't hold any water, but you can secure it in your vase. Then we have the holders for tubes that you can put water in so that they stay fresh when they're not in the water or oasis itself. And then we have the flower food that you can put in your water. If you're going to enter a flower show, there are a few extra things that people who enter a flower show may need. One is a tape measure, and I happen to have this little tape measure that doesn't take up much room in my toolbox, but if you have 22 inches at the flower show, then you can make sure you're not over your 22 inches. I think it's nice to have these little address labels, because then when you fill out the card, you don't have to write. You can just tape one of these on. And then these are little 3x5 cards because when you do an arrangement, you have to list the plant material, and these are for listing the plant material. Now those are the things that you probably everybody needs. Then I have a few things that I have extra that they're just nice to have. So we're going to go over my nice to have things. First of all, I have a pair of gloves. Oh, they happen to match my toolbox, but there we are. And I have a saw because I have found that sometimes a stick it's too hard to cut with my cutter, but a saw works really good. I have a few zip ties. They work good. Then I have corks, wine corks. These are for little pins, but the thing I like to use these for is I cut them off. If something isn't level, I can stick this under it and hold it level. So I have a few of those in my toolbox. Then I have a hammer with a few little nails because you never know when a hammer won't come in handy. I also have a color wheel just in case somebody wants to know. So that's my toolbox. Now you can go out and get your toolbox and you will adjust what you have in it as you get experience.